Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Our next guest can be seen Saturday nights on OWN reality show, Love and Marriage, Huntsville, which follows three high-powered African-American couples that come together to help the thriving city of Huntsville, Alabama. Tonight, we have Kimmi Grant Scott, who joins us to tell us more. Welcome to the show.
Yay! Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Most definitely. So take us back to the beginning. I know we're on season 2. I thought for some reason it was season 3, but I remember you all had to stop production because of COVID. And so now we're back in season 2. Is that correct?
Listen, honey. Yes, we did have to stop. However, it's almost season 4. What
right.
they did was they did a 1A and they had 8 episodes. Then they did a 1B and they had another 10 episodes. So they did the same thing this year. So they had 2A and it was 10 episodes. We took a break because of COVID. They were going to do 20 at one time. That was the plan for this year. But COVID, we ended up having to do the same thing that we did last year. So we took a break and now the next 10 of 2B is about to come on.
Okay. I know I wasn't slow. I'm thinking, I thought it was season 3, but
but it makes like sense. 4, 5, and 6.
I know it does. So how did you get involved with the show initially, you and your husband?
Happenstance. Our friends, Melody and Martell Holt, we met them in 2014 with the opening of Holt & Holt, their business. And we became instant friends. Like we all hung out, went on vacation, did stuff together. And within the group, we all had a lot of things in common as far as real estate.
Right.
And the one person who didn't have something in common was Melody. Because Melody wanted a TV show. And so none of us at the time really was like, oh, Melody, no. But she wanted to do a reality show centered more around building homes, which is their vein. So she shopped it. I mean, she shopped the idea. She, went to Atlanta, she went to LA, she went to a different couple places, and Carlos King picked it up, and subsequently OWN picked up from Carlos King. So I can't even say more than not. It was timing. It was being in the right place at the right time. And I guess having a little bit of a character about myself.
Yeah. Were you apprehensive about joining the show, or did you think, oh, this is a great idea?
No, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it because I'm private, I'm personal.
Yeah.
There are no marriages that are perfect. Like there are none that are perfect. And I don't like to air my dirty laundry. Like without a TV show, if my husband and I get into an argument, I'm like, you need to take that home. Like talk to me at home. Don't talk to me out here, right here.
Right.
So I was extremely apprehensive, and I watch reality shows. I watch them. So I see a lot of the different intricacies that happen to friendships, that happen to marriages, that happen to families. And I didn't want to put us in harm's way.
Yeah.
So I was, and I didn't think I had a storyline. I'm boring.
Like, apparently you're not. Apparently you're not. Well, you talked about, I was going to ask you about that because a lot of times in reality shows, marriages, have issues and or don't last. Friendships fall out. And so when you see what's going on with the Holts this season, when you see that play back, what are your thoughts, considering you were friends before all this happened?
Well, Melody says something that I concur with. She believes that, a TV show can't break up your marriage. And I believe that for whatever their marriage was before the TV show, those two are firmly aware of where things stood in their relationship. You know what I'm saying? I think being in the public eye is tough.
Yeah.
I just think it's tough. I think it does make you make some choices that maybe you wouldn't otherwise make.
Yeah.
The very first episode we ever had was called Respectful Cheating. And we sat here in this dining room and we had a conversation. And one of the points that was brought up was how back in the day, people would cheat and you would never know about it.
Right.
And in all fairness, I think that's why some wives stuck it out. because didn't nobody really know. Like, didn't nobody really
I've always
know.
heard that women, a lot of women, and you can confirm this, as long as they're not, I mean, of course they don't want to be cheated on, but it's the embarrassment of the public knowing about it that makes them say, oh no, I can't do this.
I think it makes it so much worse. And when the conversation was brought up, I understood it. I don't agree with it because I think cheating is cheating is cheating. But I understood it completely. And back in the day, there were a lot of women that were like, well, he pays the bills. He takes care of the house. He takes care of me. And them two was the only ones that knew about it. You know, once the whole county knows, it does make it a little bit more difficult in your decision-making process.
Yeah. It seemed like Martell, I can't remember the other young lady, the one that just had the baby, that he kind of wanted her to pick a side between him and Mel. Do you all feel like you and Mars, you feel like that you're in that where you have to pick a side, or how do you navigate through that friendship now that they are going through this stuff?
Listen, my job in this group is just tough because Melody and Tisha don't get along, and I get along with both of them. Martell and Melody are going through it, and I get along with both of them. So it's hard. I like to have frank conversations with everybody, and Martell is one of them. Martell messed up, like big. He messed up big. What do you think about him
asking for full custody?
Yeah, I think this past week, one of his friends, Chris, was talking to him, and Chris said, like, don't do that or whatever. And, you know, some of the bloggers are like, oh, it's out of spite. And it's hard to say where all that comes from. I'm a mom, so I would never want you to take my babies from me. Like, it's going to be all out war because, I mean, I'm a mom. However, Martell is a good dad. Like, he is a good dad. He's a very hands-on dad. So it's not surprising to hear him say those words.
Okay.
I have no idea what to say. Like, I just try to steer clear of whatever issue may involve me. So, because you know, comedians talk about it all the time. Like, when a divorce happens, who gets the friends? Like, I met them together. His conversation with Destiny was, I've known you longer. I've known you 25 years. I met them at the same time as a couple. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't known one person longer than the other person and all of that kind of thing. So I just try to give helpful advice where I can.
No, I get that. So when you and your husband watch the show back, what do you ever say to yourselves, oh, I shouldn't have said that, or I'm glad I said that, or what are y'all's reaction when you're watching the show back together?
So we get to see the show when you see the show. They do a lot of filming, and so you never really know what they're going to edit and how they're going to put it together. So even when you're filming, there are times, soon as you say it, you're like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Like, I mean, the minute it comes out your mouth, you know they're going to put it on the TV show. You know they're going to put it on TV show. So I have several of those because historically what I'm known for is my mouth. And the small filter that I have between here and here. And so I mean, even though it's reality, I honestly try to think about the words that come out of my mouth because I've been told all my life about those words. And so I do try to think about what I say. And there's sometimes in frustration or whatever that things come out that I didn't want to come out. So we have a couple of those moments. We have a couple.
So last week's episode, you and Tisha, you all had a conversation. It seems like she's in a real vulnerable space as relates to you all's relationship. And you don't seem, I mean, you seem like obviously you care. You call her your sister, which is your sister-in-law. But what is the dynamic there? What do you think that her qualm is with you? Or how you even, I guess, respond to how she's feeling?
It's hard to respond because I see the words that she's saying to me,
Mm-hmm.
but my brain is just having trouble comprehending how she actually feels that way. And that's just a fact. I don't think I've done anything to cause her to feel like I don't have her back. She's known me for years.
Yeah.
And from the beginning of the show, if whoever has watched from the very beginning, my issue with the host when we met as friends was because I was arguing in defense of Tisha. They didn't do anything to me. My whole argument was because I thought you did them wrong. You see what I'm saying? Our entire relationship has been me bickering with them about how they treated them. So for her to feel like that now, I think that I think she wants more of that. Let's be clear. I think she wants more of that. However, as all of this stuff started to transpire, there were several times that her and Marceau, who is her husband, told me I was mistaken. Like, you were wrong, Kimmi. Like, I'm not mad at that, or I'm not upset about that. And I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, you are. And they were like, no, you're wrong. And I said, so here's what we'll do. I'll stop fighting your battle. And this was a conversation. This was a conversation. I said, I'll fight for me. She do something to me, I'll fight for me. I'll let you fight for you. And now that that is actually happening, I don't think Tisha cares for that. I think Tisha would still like for me to be fighting. And the fact of the matter is I don't, and that's an honest statement, but I don't for particular reasons. Conversations that we had, they're not ambiguous or strained conversations. They're very clear conversations where I said, I'm not gonna fight for something you're not fighting for. So I just stopped. They were still friends. They were still hanging out. They were going to lunches and with the kids. And I'm fighting with the girl about y'all. And y'all hanging out. So I'm like, I'm good. I'll wait till she do something to me. And then when she do something to me, I'll take care of that one.
And I
think that's just where we are. You know, I saw this meme one time that said, people don't know how hard you ride for them until you park. That's where we are at the moment. Like at the moment, I think she just wants more of what she was accustomed to. And I don't have it at the moment based on the information that I have at hand. I just don't have it at the moment.
I get that. And let me ask you, I know I've interviewed a lot of people on reality TV, and some initially when they first starting, they notice that camera. They know where that camera is, but then after a while, it's like, oh, I forget the camera's there. Have you gotten to that point that you forget the camera's there sometimes?
Listen, we did that early. Part of the reason that we were even picked up for the show is because of our genuine banter amongst the six of us. The way we get along, our characters, our personalities, everybody has strong personalities. And from the very first sizzle reel, Carlos King had to come down here and he was for real upset. Like he said, when I say stop talking, because we would legitimately forget the cameras were there and we would do what we normally did. When we got together for dinner, we were at each other's homes until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, just talking. Like just talking. And so once those cameras showed up, we just did what came normal for us. So I think very early, we were able to lose track of the cameras. Very early, we were able to lose track of the cameras.
As 6 successful Black people doing big things, are you proud of the way you are representing Huntsville? Because I mean, I knew nothing about Huntsville until this show. I'd driven through Alabama maybe once or twice, and I didn't go through Huntsville. But I'm like, Huntsville is a beautiful city. How do you feel about how you all represent you all city?
So when the story was first approached to us, I was uber excited about the storyline and the things we were supposed to be doing in the community, because that's just where my heart and soul is. As they started doing sizzle reels and pilots and changing the name and all that kind of stuff, you could start seeing the graphics change just a little bit. So I think there are days when I'm like, I wish we didn't have that episode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I wish they could show more of us in business. Or
Yeah.
I wish they could show more of us building houses. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like people want mess. Like it just seems like people want mess.
That's
So
the
fundamental aspect of why we started the show, 100%, I'm glad that Huntsville is getting on the map, and you get to see successful African Americans making moves, making money. You know, we're just not in our house talking about we rich. We are out there actually. We go to work every day. Rich people ain't got to go to work every day.
Right. Exactly.
We go to work every day. So I'm super proud of that. I don't want to land on the stereotypical reality show without substance. I don't want to be that reality show. I just don't personally.
Yeah.
And if that means ratings, we lose ratings because we add some substance, then that would probably be unfortunate. But you know, I'm glad we are giving Huntsville a name for themselves.
Yeah, no, seriously, you definitely are. So what else can we expect? I know you can't tell us everything. What else can we expect the rest of the season?
Tell you everything. I can't tell you nothing. So this is my standard line. My standard thing is that this is love and marriage. It's love and marriage. So you're going to see a lot of loving in families, in friendships, in business. You're going to see marriage things. Our family, we're still trying to get things figured out for our co-parenting, you know?
Oh yeah, because you got the co-parent, you got a monster there now.
Exactly. My husband came with a package deal and I came with a package deal.
Right.
So once we got past the bonus parents, bonus mom, bonus dad, and all that, then
are you and the mother in a good place? Monster's mother? Are you in a good place? A place. Okay.
We're not in a bad place, but to be fair, the show kind of depicted it worse than it was. We kind of just didn't fuck with each other. Like, I don't know how to say it, but she didn't really bother me. I ain't really bother her. You know what I mean? So once we got past that, then we had to have a meeting of the minds, how we raise these boys. And you know, in any home, mommies and daddies think a little different. So then when you get in a home that you're blending a family and you think different, that makes a TV show.
Right.
So we have to still work through some of that. Like I said, my husband graduated law school. So we got
he did graduate, okay.
Yeah, he graduated law school. So we got to kind of get past all of that and what's next in line for that. Mel and Martell are still kind of trying to get their thing figured out on that side with their pumpkins. And Tisha is still trying to get out of the house and do boss moves. So you got to see them kind of work that out.
Martha don't like her doing all this stuff.
Martha, cuz he want that girl at home. He want dinner on the table. That's what he wants. You can't have dinner on the table at 6 o'clock. Like now, I don't have no dinner on the table.
Right.
We do good to eat by 9 o'clock.
Exactly.
And so he's that old school dude. He wants dinner on the table when he comes home. He wants the kids bathed, all the homework done. And it's hard to do that when you're out in the world trying to, you know, make moves.
Yeah, no, I get that. Well, Kimmi, where's the best place people? Because are you big on social media? Because I remember when the first season started, you didn't even update your social media, but now I noticed you have. Because we tried to get you on the show and we couldn't find your information.
Listen, I didn't even have. Huh?
We had Melody on the show, but we couldn't get you on the show.
I didn't even have an Instagram when this show started.
Right.
However, yes, I am updated and I am active on my social media. On Facebook, I'm Kimmi Scott, Kimmi Scott. On Twitter and on Instagram, I'm Kimmi_KLS.
Awesome. Well, listen, Love and Marriage Huntsville airs every Saturday on OWN TV. Check local listings. Kimmi, thank you so much for taking time out your schedule. We definitely appreciate your banter. Everything I expected.
9 Central. And make sure you DVR it if you don't even watch it, because that still counts 3 days. So DVR it.
Right. Well, see, I DVR and I watch it on Sundays, so.
Good. Thank you for having me.
Go to our website, thestephenshow.com, and we will be right back after this.
Thanks.